What's up YouTube, this is Demkeys back again with another Unity tutorial. Today I'm going to give you a small intro on Unity. What is Unity and uh, certain controls in the Unity editor. This is a video for complete beginners, people who are completely new to Unity. Now I should warn you, you can find better, more detailed videos on YouTube. But I decided to go ahead and make one anyways. Now, in the past few recordings, I tried to explain things individually, and I kept messing up each time. So I'm going to create a project and explain things along the way. Hopefully, I will cover a lot of stuff. Yeah. So let's start. To create a new project, you click File, New Project, and that opens up this dialog for you. Here you can browse to whatever location you want to create your game in. I'm going to choose this. This list over here is a list of packages, asset packages. You don't need to import any of these right now, and I'm not going to give you a lot of details about it, mostly because I don't have a lot of details. But it's not important right now. Now down here you have set up defaults for 3D or 2D. It is very important that you choose 2D if you are creating a 2D game. There are certain changes that are made. I cannot tell you what those changes are again because I don't know what they are, but I've been told it's very important to choose 2D if you're making a 2D game. Now I'm gonna click create. Sorry about that, that's an old project that was open. So now Unity is opening a new project for me. Suppose you have created the project and you forgot to set up defaults for 2D, it is still on 3D. Then you can go to the edit menu. Under that, go to project settings, editor. You can see on the right side, editor settings opens up, and under mode you can choose 2D. Just be sure to do this. I'm not sure what's going to happen if you don't, but again, I've been told that it's important to do it. So yeah, do it. Now let's start with the left side, the hierarchy tab. This is where all your game objects are going to be shown. Each and every game object that is visible in the scene view will be shown over here. I guess I should have started with scene. Okay, let's go with scene. Scene, this is where you will be designing your level. All the game objects that you want to have in that level, they all will be placed over here. This is sort of your workspace. Actually, it is your workspace. Right next to the scene tab, you have the game tab. This is the view that's going to be shown when you click play. So once you compile your game, you're going to be shown this tab, and here you can see your game running. Now quite often people want to see the scene view and the game view simultaneously. There's a trick for that. You can click and drag the game tab and bring it here, and then resize it however you want, and then when you run the game you will see the game tab and the scene tab both at the same time. However, if you don't do that, then even if you are in the scene view, once you click play, you will be shifted to the game view, and you can only see one at a given time. So let's move on. Let's create an object. Okay, to create an object, you can either go to the game object menu and click create other. I'm going to create a cube. No, I'm going to create a quad. Now you can either use this method to create it, or you can click create over here and then select quad. What else? Okay, I've explained hierarchy, scene, game. Now the inspector view, the inspector pane. Okay, I'll call it the inspector tab. This is where you can see all the components that are attached to any given object. For example, currently I have the quad object selected, so you can see all the components that are attached to that object. If I select the main camera, then you'll be able to see all the components attached to that, to the main camera. You can change details like the name, or add a tag, or add a layer, or change any other component details as you like. So that's the inspector view, inspector tab. Sorry about that. Okay, down here you have the project tab and the console tab. The project tab, you can consider it a sort of file explorer. This is where all the files that you create in your game, all those files are going to go here. Files such as even folders. So files such as materials, or scripts, or animations, all these are going to be in physical files, and those files will be shown over here. You can also see this if you go to the directory of your game, you'll find an assets folder, and there see the exact you'll see exactly what you're seeing over here. So suppose I'll create a folder and name it scripts, and I'll put, let's say, jump script. If I go into the game directory, just a minute, there, this is Demkey's intro folder. This is where I had created the game directory. You have the assets folder over here, and exactly how it looks like in the Unity editor, it looks the same way over here. So that's about the project pane. I hope my explanation about the project pane was right. If not, just let me know. Next you have the console pane. This is more developer related. Like if there's any error in one of your scripts, then the script is not going to compile, and so the game is not going to compile, and it's going to give you an error. You have to fix all the errors before you can actually compile the game. You'll see that a little bit later. Actually, you might see that in some other tutorial, not over here. What else did I miss out? Yeah, over here you have these 4 controls. I think this is called pan. This changes your view, like from where you are looking at your workspace. It doesn't actually move objects around. Let me create another quad so it's more clear to you. I'm going to resize this, and this quad, I think I'll attach a material to it. Okay, so yeah, now when I click on this, uh, I think it's called the pan tool. A shortcut for this is Q. So if you press Q on your keyboard, then it's automatically going to select this tool, and then you can move around on the screen. You are not actually moving objects, you are just moving, you can say you're moving yourself, so you will be looking at it from a different place. You're looking at various areas of this workbench, but you're not actually moving, sorry, workspace, but you're not actually moving any objects in the workspace. The next tool is the move tool. It's the shortcut for this is W, or you can even click over here. The move tool is used to move any object. Of course, you have to have the object selected first. Whichever object is selected, that object will be moved whenever you select the move tool. So now I've selected this quad, I'll call it player. Yeah, I've selected this and I can move it around. I can either move it on the x-axis or I can move it on the y-axis, or I can move it on both if I click on this square. This blue circle that you see is actually the z-axis, and this is, it's relevant in 3D space, not in 2D space. So if it's a 3D game, then you will have a z-axis as well, and you can move it along the z-axis as well. Next is the rotate tool. The rotate tool has x, y, and z axis as well. Mostly I think you rotate it along the z-axis, but there might be times where you might be required to rotate it along the x or y axis also. Let's see what happens if I do rotate it. Oh yes, because it's 2D, so it's gonna look like this. So yeah, you get what rotate does. Next is the scale tool. The shortcut for this is R. Excuse me, just let me drink some water. Okay, this is the scale tool. Shortcut for scale tool is R. Using the scale tool, you can scale objects, basically resize them. If you would like to change the size of x and y axis together at the same time, you click in the middle and drag towards the outside of the object. If you would just like to change the size uh, from the side or from the top, so on the x-axis or on the y-axis, you can do that as well. This is to change it along the x-axis, and this is to, sorry, scale it along the y-axis. Okay, so that was about those four tools. Yeah, I guess I'm done. Again, you can find a better, more detailed explanation. I'm a beginner at making video tutorials, so this is probably not the best one that you can find, but it is a tutorial. So yeah, that was about the Unity editor. Um, if you found this video helpful, then be sure to like it and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next time.